वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Dear brothers and sisters, you must have noticed that during my last 2-3 posts, I have been discussing Bhagat Bani, that is the compositions of those saint poets which are enshrined in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. In my last post, I discussed those three saint poets whose compositions are maximum. Of course, Kabir ji is the supreme saint poet as reflected from his verses in Sri Guru Granth Sahib because his contribution is maximum. It is not only that his contribution is maximum, but it also has various types of that we can say rasaj. We get rasaj in poetry. Rasaj means that what kind of flavor we get. It's a flavor of peace. It's a flavor of valor. It's a comic flavor. It's like that. There are so many flavors. In Kabir ji, we find diversity of such flavors. As we have seen that in Bhagat Ravidas ji's poetry, we generally have a calm and quiet flavor, that is flavor of peace, that prevails. But in Kabir ji's compositions, we have flavor of valor also, that is known as Veer Ras. When we go through his verses like this, गगन दमामा बाजो पर्यो निशाने काओ खेत जो मांड्यो सूरमा अब जुजन को चाओ और सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लरे दीन के हेत पुरजा पुरजा कट भरे कबू न छाड़े खेत. So we find that the spirit of valor is reflected in these verses. It shows some fight, but this is not a fight against someone. It's a fight against vices. It's a fight against evil. It's a fight against our instincts, emotions, passions that lead us astray. So Kabirji says that a person who is brave, who is attached to God's name, he is always victorious. He wins over all these vices and evil things and ultimately wins. He loves God so much that he becomes attached to him. He doesn't bother about anything else. He doesn't bother about his passions, emotions, or feelings like that, which take him away from God. Kabirji did not agree with the Brahmanical class in so many respects because he had very revolutionary views. For example, Brahmans believed that whosoever died in Banaras had a chance to go to the heaven, but whosoever died in some other place did not have that chance, will go to heaven. Kabirji never bothered about heaven or hell. He believed only in love of God, and he was of the view that whosoever loved God, wherever he died, it may be Banaras or some other town, he will definitely be respected in the divine court. When Kabirji didn't only say this, he proved it by going to Magar, which was a place just near Banaras and which was considered as a place where people dying will go only to hell. So he went there in the last stage of his life and died there. Kabirji wanted to prove that it was only love of God which saved one from the circle of births and deaths, and not the belief that death at a particular place will save him. Further, Kabirji was of the view that that we are at fault when we don't listen to our Guru because he guides us, he shows us the way. He says, Kabir sacha Sadguru kya kare? Jo sikha mein chook. It means that if we have faults, then what can our Sadguru do? We don't believe him, we don't follow him. So we are required to follow him, then only we can tread that ritual path of righteousness. Kabirji used the word Khalsa for the first time. He said, those who loved God, they were the real Khalsa. They to quote him, क्या कबीर जन भये खालसे प्रेम भगत जिन जानी. So in conclusion, we can say that the hymns and sloks of Kabir ji guide us to live a righteous life, to live a life full of love for God, to live a life of humanity and love for everyone. As Kabir ji's sloks are quite popular and very well known, recited by the people in general and also by the Ragis, so are the sloks of Baba Farid ji. Baba Farid ji's sloks and shabads are also included in Shri Guru Granth Sahib. He was a Muslim Sufi saint. It is said that he was born in a village in the Multan district of present-day Pakistan and was inspired towards bhakti by his mother. The tradition records that his mother, a pious lady, wanted his son to grow as a spiritual person. Thus, in order to induce him to say his prayer regularly, his mother used to place under his prayer mat a small packet of shakar or sugar, which the child would get as a reward. Once it is said that she forgot to provide the incentive. Such was the piety of the child and such the divine favor that a packet of sugar nevertheless appeared in the usual place. On discovery, this was attributed to a miracle and hence the appellation Shakarganj has become popular for him. There are 4 Shabads and 112 sloks of Baba Farid ji in Shri Granth Sahib. The theme of all these hymns and sloks is that of love for God, the transitory nature of worldly achievements, and inevitable death. All these things appear time and again as the subjects, and they remind us that we should control our desires, passions, vices, and shun such feelings like anger so that we may lead a useful and good life dedicated to the love of God. Baba Faridji's love of God is reflected in many of his compositions. In one of his compositions, he says that गलियां चिक्कड़ दूर कर नाल प्यारे नेहू चलां त पीजे कंबली रहां त टूटे नेहू पिजो सिजो कंबली अल्लो वर्सो नेहू जाए मिला तिन सजना टूटो नाही नेहू. It means that even if there are obstacles on the way to love of God, he should not bother about the obstacle but should go for the divine union. Further, he says that God is not to be found in the forest as people used to go to the forest and hills to find him. He says that Farida, jangal jangal kya pave, one kanda mode, wasi rab hyaliya, jangal kya toonde. So for that, Faridji advised us that we should look to our faults and not find faults with others, so that our ego should be killed. फरीदा मैं जानिया दुख मुझको दुख सवाया जग उत्ते चढ़ के देखिया तक कर कर ए आग. Everybody has to face certain problems, tension, stress and strain, and it is because of our karma. Whatever we do, we have to bear the consequences. But Faridji says, फरीदा जे तू अकल लतीफ काले लिखना लेख अपने गिरवान में सिर नीवा कर दे. We should see that what faults we have and not what faults others have. When he advises us, gives us pieces of advice, he says that anger is very harmful for our health as well as for our life. He says, Jetu Farida, Jotun Maran Farida, Jeta Mare Mukia, Tina Mare Kum, Aprane Kar Jaiye, Pertina Kechum. It means that even if somebody does bad for you, do not think bad of him. Think whatever good you can do. Farida Bureda Palakar, Gussa Manna Handaye, Dehi Rogran Lagai, Palle Sabkish Paye. He says that we should give up anger because it spoils our health as well as our relation. We see that when we are not angry and we are polite and soft with others, we can get many things done. But otherwise, we lose many relations, we lose many works, and we fail to get the results. This is what Faridji has said in his hymns and in his slokas. So far, other saint poets are concerned, their contribution is small, but equally significant because it strengthens the Gurmat concepts. Bhagat Ramananji, belonging to UP, was a follower of Ramanuja tradition. He had a number of disciples like Bhagat Kabirji and Bhagat Ravidasji. His only one hymn in Guru Granth Sahib Ji on page 1195 speaks against the idol worship and rituals. The adoration of a guru for spiritual upliftment, as mentioned by him, is particularly notable. Bhagat Sayanji belonged to Karnataka and worked as a barber. We have one Shabad of Bhagat Sayanji in Guru Granth Sahib. Then we have Bhagat Tannaji. He was born in a poor Jat family of Rajputana. How Bhagatji, with his innocent, spontaneous devotion, could find God from a stone is a well-known story among the people. His arti is very well known, where, like Kabirji, he asked for the basic requirements of human living. Gopal tera arta, jojan tumri pagat karante tinke ka swarta. Bhagat Paramanandji was another Bhagat of Maharashtra. There is only one hymn included in Guru Granth Sahib belonging to him. This hymn in Rag Sarang appears on page 1253, wherein Bhagatji says that why one is given to lust, avarice, wrath, slander, and other evil acts. He advises us to adopt in life such virtues as giving alms to the hungry, mercy for living creatures, joining the saintly society, and uttering the name of God. Bhagat Pikhanji belonged to Kakori in Lucknow district. He was a Sufi saint. There are two hymns of Bhagatji in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Bhagat Bainiji, believed to have lived in 15th century in village Sani of Madhya Pradesh, is also represented by one Shabad in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Bhagat Surdas Ji is immortalized by only one line included in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, that is Chhad Man Har Bimukhan Ko Sang. That is, we should not associate with those who have turned their back on the Lord. We have Bhagat Pipaji, who is stated to be a king of Gagraungad, situated at about 50 miles to the east of Kotadagar in the present-day Jalwar district of Rajasthan. Bhagat Pipaji was also a disciple of Ramananji. His only Shabad in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, particularly his words, Jo Brahmande, Soi Pinde, Jo Khoje So Pave, are very well known. My talk on Bhagat Bani will continue in my next post. Till then, I take your leave. But before parting, I would like to correct one mistake which I just now mentioned, that Bhagat Bainiji is represented by one Shabad. Actually, he had three Shabad. We have three Shabads of Bhagat Bainiji in Sri Guru Granth Sahib. Kindly allow me to leave now, but I hope that you will be liking the post and subscribe to our channel, Uniqueness of Sikhism. I shall meet you further in my next post and discuss further unique features of this great religion. Thank you very much. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.